Welcome to another episode of I Know Jax. I love summer. No, really I do. Especially in the beginning of summer when I make elaborate plans for how I'm going to take a bunch of vacation days this year. In the beginning of summer, I have many of them planned, and somehow they seem to disappear really quick. I'm making travel plans for I Know Jax. We are planning to do a few road trip stories this summer, and I'm really looking forward to that. Even though I love Jacksonville, I still enjoy getting out on the road and exploring every now and then. Now, when I travel, one of my favorite things to do is to try new restaurants. But guess what? I don't have to leave home for that. I can explore restaurants right here in Jacksonville. This week, I visited Gusto in Jax Beach. I'm hanging out with Tonino, the head chef of Gusto, and we're going to make something awesome here tonight. What is it?
Yes, Joe. We're going to cook some veal saltimbocca alla romana and some pennette alla matriciana.
That sounds fancy.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Gotta always have wine in the kitchen. I love it. Love it. So,
you cook with passion, you cook with love, and you cook with a glass of wine.
Absolutely. Let's get to it.
All right. For the arrabbiata, we're going to saute some pancetta, which is an Italian version of bacon.
Bacon, right.
And some onions.
Okay.
I got some tender veal, and I layered with prosciutto and one leaf of sage.
Tonino flours the veal and adds it to the pan. So to be a chef, you have to be a good multitasker. I can see that already.
You do. When you get busy in the kitchen, you have to be able to cook many different items at the same time and remember what goes what.
In what order everything happens in, yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably why I don't do well.
Very thin.
And
it cooks quick.
And it smells great.
The smell is nothing. Wait till you taste it.
I know, right? You're teasing me.
A little bit of white wine.
Back to the wine again. I'm loving it.
Oh yeah, this time it's white.
Oh yeah.
Make sure you take it away from the flame, otherwise it's going to
go crazy.
Catch it on fire.
Now you guys can't smell this. I wish they had smell-o-vision for TV because this smells awesome. And you're not even halfway there yet, are you?
Well, no, this is done.
This is
done. This is such a simple dish.
That's crazy. Okay.
But the taste is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Pancetta and the onions is sauteed with a little bit of pomodoro sauce.
And what exactly is pomodoro sauce?
Pomodoro sauce, here we call it spaghetti sauce, tomato sauce.
Yeah.
But the real name is pomodoro sauce.
So straight tomato sauce?
Yes, it's done with fresh basil and fresh onions.
Okay. He adds a touch of cream and freshly grated Parmesan. So what type of pasta are we using?
We're using pennette, which is a small version of the penne.
Gotcha.
For the arrabbiata. And we're using spaghetti for the saltimbocca. Just a little side order to go on the side. Cool. I'm getting thirsty. How about you?
I'm definitely thirsty.
All right, I think we need one.
I cook better when I'm drinking, for sure. It's all in the wrist, right?
It's all in the wrist. I can't do that with my left hand.
Now it's time to plate the food. That is really a simple dish.
It is. And the flavor is tremendous. Now, this is all the juice from the veal, the prosciutto,
and the butter,
bit of wine, and the butter,
and that's going right over the spaghetti.
Sage that you put in there.
Oh, nice.
Gives out the oil from the fresh sage. Again, little decoration.
I'm too busy drinking to watch you now.
Well, I'll tell you what, then you drink.
I'm supporting you 100% though.
And this is the Roman style veal saltimbocca, the original.
And what do you say in Italian when you're ready to eat?
Mangia.
Mangia. We'll be right back with more from Gusto, and as they say in Italy, it's time to mangia. Tonino told me that he's been in the restaurant business for 30 years, and this menu is sort of the best of the best. Well, this is killing me. I gotta taste this.
Yeah,
lamb.
I'm getting hungry too. This is.
So let's take a little bite.
Let's go ahead, yeah.
And sorry guys, but we're gonna have to eat in front of you. This is terrible.
Oh my
Terrible.
God. I know,
You won't
Joe.
like this at all.
I know, Joe. I'm sorry. What can I say?
No, this is incredible.
Wow.
It's like,
You know,
it's so dang simple.
it is. It's a simple dish.
And I'm sure I could
But-
screw it up.
Oh, yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Thanks for your vote of confidence.
Yes.
And it
Then-
cooked really
Oh,
quick.
yes, you saw
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
And you overcook and it becomes tough.
Yeah.
And you don't put the right amount of wine, the right amount of
And the wine is very important. Now,
like it is right now.
Like it is right now.
Yes.
Cheers.
Salute.
so Walter, tell me how you guys got started with the whole idea for Gusto.
Oh, there are so many Italian restaurants around America and in Jacksonville but none of them really captured the spirit that we wanted, the spirit of Rome, the spirit of the authenticity of the cuisine and the simplicity.
Now, something else that kind of struck me about the place is that you guys don't seem to be too worried about turnover. You know, that's a big restaurant term, is turnover. Like, get your food fast and get the heck out of here. You guys seem to have a little bit of the opposite.
To the contrary, in Italy, in America you say, well, let's head out for dinner and then let's go and do something. In Italy, instead, you heading out to dinner, that is what you do.
That's the thing.
That's the thing, and you spend a
Not
leisurely...
dinner and it's dinner.
It is, and
Yeah.
you spend a leisurely 2 or 3 hours just conversing with your friends or family and lingering over good food and good drink and
Right.
just enjoying the evening. And so that, and there's a value to that social cohesion that brings among friends and business associates as well, that
Absolutely.
I think is something that Americans will appreciate.
Sort of a family away from family, too, after a while.
It is, and you get to know people better when you linger over food.
Sure.
Food is the ultimate social activity.
Well, there's usually alcohol involved, too, and that doesn't hurt.
That doesn't, far from it. It doesn't hurt at all. That's right.
With a name like Talentino, you'd think I should be well versed in authentic Italian food and speak Italian fluently. Guess what? I don't. I'm third generation. My dad never learned the language either, and I think that was common in many families back then. You didn't want your children to grow up as wops. You wanted them to be full-blooded Americans. Now that seems a little bit sad to me, but even if I don't speak Italian or have visited Italy yet, I love Italian food. Who doesn't? So if you're like me, I suggest you try Gusto out. Their food is awesome, and for people like us, they have made it easy. Authentic Italian dishes are marked with a fork on the menu. Pretty clever. So use that to impress your date. Next, we're taking the logical step to talk about making babies. Sorry. What I meant to say is we're talking about babies, as in baby animals.
So our baby boom actually started October of last year when Jyoti had her first infant. She moved here from Columbus, and this is her first offspring. It was followed up by some gorilla infant born. Our second-time mother, Bolera, gave birth to George, and Medini gave birth to her first viable offspring, Patty. The two of them actually have been doing really well, very strong infants with good holds. We've also had a mandrill birth since. This is Deanna's, she's had multiple offspring, so she's actually a proven mother and done very good. Her two other offspring are actually in the exhibit with her. She has a daughter and a son. This is Rafiki's first offspring. He's the father of the infant. And we've also had some colobus infants born. We've actually had 3 over the last year or so. This is our group, the group that we currently have now, first time producing offspring. Callie Kelly's been an excellent father. You can actually see him interacting with the offspring a lot. And we've also recently had black and white Ruff's lemur offspring. 2 infants survived, and a boy and a girl. And the pair of them are actually very strong. They're now on exhibit, hopping around. Mom's still being very protective and doing a really good job with them.
Hey, we're the monkeys. Sorry, that just seemed to fit. That's what happens when I hang out in the kitchen with Tonino for too long. Now for you youngsters out there, Chris Chislett, that was actually a song from a very popular TV show way back in the day. See what I did there? I tricked you because that's the only time in this episode I'm going to mention the wine drinking Brit. We're not going to have any more wine on the episode today. At least that's what my producer told me. Instead, we're going to talk about the first Wednesday Art Walk. I'm with artist Leilani at the Monroe Street Art Gallery, and we're checking out the Maryland collection. Tell me how you got inspired to do this.
Oh, I've always been obsessed with Maryland, so it was my chance to actually have a good reason to paint as many as I wanted. I really get inspired by all the different photographers, so I named a lot of them after their photographers. So I got to paint from one spectrum of Norma Jean to The Last Sitting.
So, how long does this work represent?
Oh, wow. She was born in 26 and died in 62. So narrow it down from there. She didn't really make it until her mid-20s.
And then you painting them, how long did that take?
Oh, about 3 months.
Oh, that was the question he was asking. The next Art Walk is coming up on July 1st, and you can go and see the Marilyn Monroe Some Like It Hot collection and meet the artist Leilani Leo at the Hourglass Pub. They have an Art Walk after dark there starting at 8 p.m. and $4 local drafts all night. My kind of place. There's a really interesting musical coming to Jacksonville this month, at least if you're like me and a big fan of Dr. Seuss. A few years back, I went to an art exhibit here in town to see the art of Dr. Seuss, and I actually learned a lot about the man behind all the children's books. And he's not exactly what I imagined at all. He actually had made, we'll call it, adult-themed art. But that's not what this event focuses on. It's a musical for the whole family. Seussical the Musical. The musical is based on the book Horton the Elephant, The Cat in the Hat, and includes many other characters from the imaginary world of Dr. Seuss. Seussical the Musical is fun for the whole family, and you get to go see it right now at the Alhambra Dinner Theater. Seussical the Musical is on at the Alhambra until August 2nd. It's almost the first of the month, and on July 1st, we're making history in Florida. It will be the first day 64-ounce growlers are legal in the state of Florida. Intuition Ale Works is having a special freedom party to celebrate. The party starts at 6:40 p.m. Intuition will have food trucks on site, and you can bring in your gallon growler to the tap room to trade it in for a free half-gallon growler. They'll even fill it with their regular release beers. That deal is available from July 1st to July 4th. Pretty cool. So come to Intuition Ale Works to toast the growler on July 1st. So where are you celebrating the 4th of July this year? Downtown, we're celebrating America's birthday at 3 different locations. At the Shipyards on Bay Street, there's family fun with water balloon toss, 3-legged race, giant Jenga, crafts, face painting, and much more. There's also live music with the band Be Easy in Orleans. You can also hang out downtown at the Friendship Fountain, where Mosh is presenting some hands-on activities for the young ones. And by the way, it's only $4 to go to Mosh on the 4th. Or you can go to the Jacksonville Landing, and here they have all kinds of drink specials for adults. And the band Exhale is playing from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. and Ivy West Band from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. 4th of July is of course not complete without fireworks, and the fireworks downtown start at about 9:45 p.m. You can also go to the Riverside Arts Market for the 4th, and this year it's red, white, and Mama Blue. I love her, so that ought to be a lot of fun. Flagship Romance performs first, followed by Mama Blue and the fireworks, so you won't go wrong there. That's the Riverside Arts Market on July 4th from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. There's more fireworks, of course. Jax Beach has fireworks. St. Mary's, Georgia has a whole festival on this day, followed by fireworks. And in Darien, Georgia, they have an event at the fort called Cannons Across the Marsh, which sounds pretty cool too. Now, for more ideas about fun things to do, check out my post on the website called, well, Fun Things to Do in July. That's it for this week's episode. I'll be back with another episode next weekend. But before then, I'll see you on the internet.
Next week, we're going downtown to visit Sweet Pete's Dessert Bar. We're also visiting the Candy Apple Cafe for cocktails and much, much more.